Welcome back. It's that day of the week again when we explore and appreciate green ideas and inventions. This is Going Green. Now, what happens when high fashion takes the high road? Well, green couture, of course. 11 of the most renowned fashion designers took the Eco Challenge to create masterpieces from recycled materials. To name a few, bubble wrap, plastic bags, straw, sacks, and bottle caps. Now, aside from being green, the fashion event also raised funds for Manila Waldorf School's faculty training and development program. Now, here to tell us about how we can go green one couture at a time is Green Couture organizer Candy Dizon. Good morning, Candy.
Good morning.
All right, Green Couture. This is pretty interesting stuff. I think really the best way to start is really just to go straight into it. I mean, let's see examples of Green Couture, and then we'll talk about Green Couture. So we've got a first batch of lovely ladies who will parade our first batch of eco gowns. Look at that.
Yep, this design.
Tell us about this one.
It is designed by Tippy Ocampo. We use about 25 sacks of rice. 25
sacks of rice,
and
all right.
Shredded it down into a million bits.
You don't see the sacks there. I see a beautiful dress.
You can't really tell. Yeah, it's really high-end couture made out of recycled pieces.
Here's another great piece over here.
This is by Karen Mijares. She's from the U.S. And she used like burlap, recycled tulle, and like organza, which is really old, but then she just dyed it and made it into something new. Again,
it's another beautiful piece right over here. So it's hard to imagine that recycled materials are going into some of these dresses.
Exactly.
Really. Okay. We've got another. This is elegant, downright elegant.
This is by Ivarluski Aceron. We use about 100 garbage bags. Of course, for the garbage bags, they were clean. They were clean
garbage bags, all right.
Exactly, the only ones.
That's an interesting detail you've got there. You've got, bottle caps, I think.
Bottle caps, which he flattened and then spray painted gold. It gives a very different look.
Great effect, great effect. It's hard to imagine that, recycled materials went to this dress.
Exactly.
Beautiful dress. All right. We've got another model. They just keep getting better and better. I don't know where we find some of these models, international class of models right over here. This is an interesting dress that Ginger's wearing over here.
This is an old shower curtain.
You're kidding.
And then overlaid by a bull wrap.
Of course. Well, if anyone else was wearing that except Ginger, they couldn't have possibly pulled it off. But since Ginger's wearing it, you've got a lot of plastic. You've got a lot of, you said it's an old shower
shower curtain.
It's hard to believe.
And then the necklace is even made out of plastic bags.
All right. The trouble with bubble wrap is people always want to reach out and pop the bubble. It's not bubble.
Just pop it. I'm wearing a bubble wrap skirt as well.
All right. Well, we're going to have a second round of some of these creations. But while everybody's getting changed, I think we should have an overview of what Green Couture really is all about. I mean, Green Couture, the term is sort of, I don't know, two terms that don't really mix for me.
Well, yeah, we tried.
It was very successfully done it here.
It was a difficult task coming up with a title because we had to go eco-friendly, but then we had to have high-end fashion involved in it. And so the best thing to do is put the green and the couture together because I was working with 11 of Manila's top fashion designers.
Okay, let's mention some names here. I mean, who have we got? I mean, you already gave us a few names with some of the examples, but who else is involved?
We had Rahul Laurel, Dennis Lustico, Puy Quinones, Ivarluski Aceron, James Reyes, Karen Mijares. We had Kate Taralba, Michi Kalika, and Patrice Ramos Diaz. God help me.
Well, I mean, just from that, the list is really amazing. I mean, I know I'm not a super fashion kind of guy, but I know those names are big fashion names. The whole thought behind combining couture and environmentalism and green, materials and recycled materials, where did that come from?
Well, the school actually asked the parents to come up with like a fundraising event, and the only way that I could help out was combining my world, which is in the fashion industry, and the fundraising factor. So I asked my friends, of course the designers, to kindly donate 1 or 2 pieces of their creations using recycled materials that the parents and the students of Waldorf had gathered. And so basically they told us what they wanted to work with. the students and the parents collected them and then gave it all to them.
And then creativity took over there.
Exactly.
It's sort of hard to reconcile the two worlds of environmentalism and high fashion. I mean, I don't pretend to understand couture, but definitely when you see some of the creations, you realize that they can coexist and they can complement each other. They're not mutually exclusive, are they?
It just shows off the Filipino talent as well, that they can work with something like this using garbage.
Right. Help me understand couture. Is this something that you buy? Is this something that you wear? Because you pointed out that until you pointed it out that you're actually wearing, a
bubble wrap skirt.
A bubble wrap skirt. I mean, when you say couture to me, it usually means beautiful, but you don't really get to wear it out. But in this case, you can.
Well, I'm wearing it now, but I'm not sure if I can really wear it.
You can. You could pull it off, right?
Probably,
you could pull it off.
yes.
You could pull it off. Trust me.
But they are not for sale, actually. They are, of course, if the designers choose to sell it to a certain person that can carry it off, then that's fine. But usually it's just really for fun, photo shoots, in events like this.
Just because you can, really.
Exactly.
Just because you can.
Yes.
All right, well, we've got a second round of creations that are going to be shown in just a little while. But how hard do you think it was for the designers to work with the materials? Did they find it as difficult as I would imagine they would?
Some did, and some had it easy. Like, well, the Dennis Lucico, this is a gown by Dennis, and he used flour sacks. Basically, it's already cloth.
Okay.
So it's not that difficult to work with, unlike the garbage bags maybe. But he used the technique of wrapping having the name of the brand as detail of the dress.
Right. And I think the fact that it's recognizably, flour sacks gives it an extra something. It's funny though that usually when you talk about models being able to carry something, you could put a sack on that girl and it'll look great.
That's
but in this case, we've literally got a sack on this girl and it looks great.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so that's another way of using some of these materials over here. Like you said, some materials lend themselves to a much more literal application of the material. And in other ways, in other creations, you have to be a little more, there you go, a little more creative. Again, in this case, you could put a sack on this girl and it would look great. In this case, you could put a shower curtain on this girl and it would look great.
Another one of those, James Reyes. Different pattern, of course, but same plastic bag necklace, bubble wrap, shower curtain.
Beautiful stuff.
Everything recyclable.
Anybody told you, Ginger, medyo plastic ka? Medyo plastic ka? Sobrang. Medyo plastic ka. But it really looks, I don't want to pop it. I might devalue it because these are very expensive creations. One of a kind. There you go. All right, here's another one here. This is, a lot of presents really in this dress.
This is a
I keep calling it a dress. We should call it gowns, really. Isn't that the word?
Yeah, couture,
all right.
yeah. This is a tablecloth.
Okay, hard to imagine, but yes.
It's one of those things. It's from the U.S. Of course, the pattern is also imported from the U.S. and basically did this magnificent creation using tablecloth.
All right. This sorry, I didn't catch who put this one together.
This is Karen Mijares from the U.S.
Beautiful creation right over there. And yet another one.
Okay, this is again by Karen. This is like a double take on recycled on material because the pieces itself are eco bags from your shopping.
Okay.
And then she took that down and then made it again.
So it's something that was recycled, re-recycled, and triple recycled. So this is extra recycled.
This is extra.
Doesn't get any more environmental than that. Okay. Some of these materials, were collected by the parents, you say, of
well,
Waldorf School?
in this particular case, since she resides in the U.S., she had to gather all her materials on her own. But everything else was gathered by the students and parents of grade 8 of Manila Waldorf School. Yes.
All right, good stuff. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of the big picture of how these dresses or creations rather will be used, are they going to be part of a show? Are they going to be on display anywhere?
Well, we already had a gala for it. We already had the event about 2 weeks ago at the Manila Peninsula, and it was already all showcased along with maybe 15 other dresses that aren't here today.
Okay.
But magazines have been asking me if they can feature the dresses and have a photo shoot.
I'm not surprised why. I mean, they really are stunning creations.
Yeah, so it's gonna have more mileage pretty soon in upcoming months.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, future plans for this kind of thing. I mean, obviously we've proven that high fashion, couture, environmentalism, and doing things for a great cause can really work hand in hand all together.
Yes.
What's the big learning from all of this for you?
Well, basically Waldorf school is into recycling. They teach their students to recycle, the importance of going green, basically. So we as parents would like to enhance or enforce that in the students and the public, that there are other ways to work with recycled materials.
All right. Well, good stuff. Well, thank you for sharing. Giving us the lowdown on how fashionable recyclable materials can really be. And well, yeah, thank you so much to our lovely ladies, especially this one over here.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Round of applause for all of you. Well, thanks for joining us so much this morning,
Candy.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. All right. Thank you for having me. All right, folks. Do you have the next great green idea, or do you have any out-of-this-world plan to save the planet? Well, let us know. Tell us what you're doing to help save the environment. Send your pictures and thoughts to ancgoinggreen@gmail.com and get a chance to be featured right here, where we are going green.